The spilt tea is still hot. Let's descend gracefully into this mess.
When CPS finally relented and let her be placed with me, I was seeing a lot of things that I've never seen before. I've worked with a lot of troubled kids, a lot of kids that needed help.
Damn, Shelly. Damn. The first thing that caught my attention is her stating that DCF finally relented and gave her custody of Allie, aka Tori. Yeah, let's get into that in a bit. Shout out to King Wurld, by the way, who Miss Outlaw entrusted with an exclusive interview, if you will, to tell her truth. And let me tell you, she spoke some truth. And, well, I guess this must have been the last drop of water to overflow Miss Outlaw's anger and pain enough to reach out once she saw her picture on YouTube floating around with crazy allegations. And so, if it is to believed that Miss Outlaw did nothing, absolutely nothing, all this time, then why did Shelly wait, or have to wait, all this time, till Allie was 18 or 19 years old to then adopt her? A simple Google search will prove that an adult may indeed be adopted by another adult. But shout out to Dani Robertson. Dani, she don't know me from a hole in a wall. But anyway, she did her due research diligence and all that good stuff on live and found the adoption number shown by Allie to be legitimate. Yep, she is adopted legally. Allegedly. You know, this reminds me of those videos when stepchildren ask to be adopted by the person they truly love as their parent. Well, if indeed Miss Outlaw took preventative actions as to ascertain her parental rights after Allie ran away, this would be why Shelly waited until Allie was an adult to adopt her, in my opinion. It was also alleged that Shelly possibly used her counselor credentials and position to gain the trust of other individuals in an attempt to save more children, and was rejected by one she might have felt might have needed her saving.
That's for my mom. I met her when I was 14. She adopted me at 19. I was not able to live a peaceful life with my mom. I was adopted as an adult. This twin over here. A lot of people are getting people confused. Now, my bio mother, my surrogate, piece of evil is a piece of the devil. That woman, I would probably wear white to her funeral.
Two stories, two sides, right? For years, Allie has alleged being a survivor of all sorts, such as unwillingly traveling from one country to another for the pleasure of others, including allegations of being a Sean Diddy Combs survivor. Allie also alleges Miss Outlaw partook in causing her alleged traumatic past, including her own father, Child Protective Services, Biden, and his son.
This is my real mother, right? Yep, she a white woman, and we're twins. Okay, we look just alike so much that you wouldn't even know she was my mom. You know what? You know what? I can see it. There's a whole resemblance when you walk in the room. But her, with the passion, some people, you gotta forgive. No, wait a minute. That's a whole other conversation for another day. But that woman is so evil, and I mean so evil. Not just for me. I was one of 6 kids of hers. You see, of hers. Of the borrowed fortune, of the paid off fortune, of the you take this child and hold on to this one and I'll pay you for that one. But she used to tell me all the time, I don't get enough money for you, for me. Dissociative identity disorder. And some of you have met some of our alters. Some of you have met us. Some of you 90s have sat with us. Legally, you have looked at my diagnosis from a doctor that has been there for years. The diagnosis was passed around the building, so this is not something that we're just like, I know, for the trauma that I have been through, I have a lot of alters. And sometimes even when I get in the grocery store, if I'm trying to buy something, There will be people that look at me. I just got it the other day when I got off the live with you guys. I walked into a grocery store or something and somebody was like, "How old are you? You look 13." I was like, "Nah, I'm 30."
Allie alleges to have D.I.D, and so we're just going to read up on the highlights. This says here, however, the memories of each alter may be distinct and inaccessible to other alters. Alters may not share consciousness. Alters may not be aware of each other's memories or experiences. Hosts may not have trauma memories. The host identity, which usually manages daily activities, may not have trauma memories. In the bottom highlighted says, individuals are believed to have separate memory systems for each distinct identity, meaning that different alters may not have access to the same memories, leading to gaps in recollection when switching between identities. For example, all of her alters can recognize me, right, as this person, as their neighbor. But each alter has their own separate memory of me, their own separate experiences of which the other alters cannot remember or have access to. They may each remember who I, the neighbor, is, and each of them may come to remember me, but that is, if they've all met me. But again, individual memories of me. If I upset one altar, the next altar may not recollect it. So, just a little question about how she was mistaken for a 13-year-old and responded, "No, I'm 30." So, even if she switched from 30 to 13 or 13 to 30 in that instance, there's no way that right now she would remember that, being that a childlike alter was in possession of her. Hope that makes some sense. Now, this is just referencing her interview where she switched personalities and came out with all kinds of names. And so I say you should go watch it. But this is a little information just on that.
I am a dance teacher. I was working as a choreographer, an after school teacher, a volunteer for doing hair at foster care agencies for free. I was starting to turn around and try to feed the homeless and go back to where I come from, packing backpacks and things for children. I don't need everybody to like me. To each its own, right?
I have been screaming underwater since I was 3 months old.
I don't doubt that Allie has had multiple positions and different titles. Maybe life will grant all of her alters, talents, and skills an opportunity in real action, in front of the world, where she'll receive full credit on a big screen. Hopefully, one day we'll see her at the best version of herself.
I went into foster care at 13, 14. We tried to do a case against Riverside County Child Protective Services because Riverside County, do you hear me? Riverside County Child Protective Services was involved in my trafficking.
Well, Allie sure does look happy and content with her life now, especially after she was adopted, being that they both chose a whole new name. Same last name, of course. Usually I hear where the child or the adoptee takes on the adoptive parent's last name, but that's all right. They switched their last names and that's all right. But they also chose similar first names, and that kind of stands out. Shelley and Allie Carter, considering that they're always in a car, kind of a funny last name to choose.
Can y'all still hear me? Can you just... Cool. Thank you.
Man, oh man, there is so much to this. If only walls can talk, right? Well, if only car interiors can speak in this case. Well,